Hey, what's up guys? This is Sam Wiki and here with Fly Project, tying the Crust Nymph, which we've tied before, but not for a long time. So we're gonna tie it again because there's blue wings coming off on the Missouri and we're going fishing tomorrow. So we're starting this fly with the Genryuu nymph hook, which is awesome, super stout nymph hook. I think you need to get some of those hooks. They're really stout and they don't bend very easily. You can bend any hook, I suppose. These are made in Japan. We source them directly from Japan, and they're a great hook. So we got a copper bead, copper thread. Wood duck tail is what we want. We want the tail to be the same length as the shank of the hook. I'm using 14-aught Vivas thread tonight in copper, but I do prefer using nano silk, but I just don't have any because I ran out. So, and I have nano silk, so we're gonna use that until we run out of that. But I like using a thin thread on the nymphs because, especially on a mayfly nymph, because you want to keep the body profile as small as possible. And this thin thread really helps that happen. All right, so got our wood duck tail there. Not perfect, but pretty good. There's one crazy hair back there. Guess we'll let it stay there and be natural. Next thing we're gonna add is some copper wire. This is size small copper wire, ultra wire, but the Semperfli wire is also really good. So either one's fine, whatever your fly shop has is gonna work, as long as it's about the same size. So we got the copper wire hanging out the back. The next stage of this fly is to add a turkey biot. So this is a brown, rusty amber color turkey biot, which I like the color. We're gonna tie this turkey biot with the C side down so that when we wrap it forward, the C side's up. I realize that that is not what many of you like to do with a turkey biot. I know that we like the smooth body with the turkey biot, but that's not how I tie this fly, so that's not what we're doing. So let's see where I put my hackle pliers. Oh, it's in my lap. All right. So, I love this hackle pliers. I don't know if you guys use hackle pliers with turkey biots, but I don't understand how you wrap a turkey biot up the shank without them. I'm sure it's possible. But here, you can see that segmentation. Again, I know this isn't the beloved way to use a turkey biot all the time, but I like the segmentation because it gives me some guidance on where to put the next step of this fly. And that's how I tie this fly. So that is how we're doing it. All right, cut that off. We got the segmented turkey biot. This is the Stonefo hackle pliers, by the way. We have these at houseoffly.us if you want to check those out. Very good, my favorite. All right. Then what we want to do is we're going to just try to put the copper wire through each segmentation of the turkey biot. And what that does is turkey biots are not super strong, so this really does allow some strength in the fly. If you're going to tie it, if you're going to catch a bunch of fish on it tomorrow, which we're hoping we do, we want to have a strong fly. So the wire helps do that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some scud back to the back. This is way too big. This is like 1/4 inch. If you can buy 1/8 inch at your fly shop, definitely do that instead. Even 1/8 inch is a little too big, I think. So I cut this down to like a little smaller than half of a 1/4 inch. So whatever that fraction is, that's what I do. So here we go. You can see that way skinnier now than it was. Alright, so we got our Scud Dub in the back here. Right behind the bead, I mean. And just make sure, touch the bead with your finger, just make sure it's loose and it's not hung up. Then we're gonna put a light done CDC tuft out the front. I used to split the tuft so there wasn't so much CDC coming out the front, but honestly I think it's probably good that there is a bunch. So I just use a whole tuft now. Oh, that's not a very good one. This is a Nature Spirit CDC, pretty good CDC. I like it. Nature Spirit is from Kuski, Idaho. We were just there on, we were steelheading over there, and we helped with Poppy's spay clave over there on the Clearwater, and we stopped in and saw Thomas, who owns Nature Spirit. He's got a lot of fly tying stuff there. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we're just going to let this CDC hang out the front here for a minute as we're going to split that with this Scud Dub. I keep calling it dubbing. With this Scud back. And we're going to use a tiny bit of UV brown ice dub. I don't know why, and I'm sure there's cooler dubbings now, but UV brown on a lot, I use it on a ton of flies because for whatever reason, it seems like on the Missouri, they like it. And that might just be because I just might think that because it's on most of my flies, so that might have no relevance at all, but I've tricked my brain into thinking that it's a real thing. Alright, so then we're just going to take this CDC and we're going to split it at the top as good as you can. You can tie a bunch of these if it usually is. Alright. Then just use your thread to pull the materials back a little bit. And then pull that scud back as well. Give it a couple secure wraps. And at this point we can just whip finish it before we cut the scud back off. The scud back off here. And that's it. That's the finished Crust Nymph. We did it. So yeah, awesome little fly, and you can change the dubbing colors, change the Biot colors for different mayflies. We tie a lot for PMDs and blue wings. This is pretty big size. This is a 14. I normally tie this in this is a 16. I normally tie this in the 18 for blue wings, of course, or even smaller. But for the sake of it showing up on video, it's a little bit bigger. But hope you guys enjoyed the little tutorial, and we'll have more coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. Check us out at flyproject.us. tie 2 more flies here. Alright, I'm just going to keep going here. We'll tie 1 more and then I'm going to take a bath.